Hello everyone, welcome to RamCenter. I'm James Jackson.
And as always, I'm Spencer McKercher. J-Man, it feels fantastic to be back on campus. It feels great to be back in front of this camera, and it feels great to be back in Westchester.
That's right, man. We've had a long break, and 6 weeks off of school is what we get, but the student athletes don't really get that, right? Yeah. As we're at home, they're here putting in work and grinding, and a lot of good things happening.
That's that Rams excellence, man, and we got a great show lined up. Our men's and women's basketball team, super hot.
Even Tyler Jefferson stops in with one of the swimmers from Westchester's great swim team.
Dominating swim team. And we take a look at gymnastics. A great season so far in gymnastics.
Oh, I can't wait. This is RamCenter.
And it's happening right now.
Everybody get up, it's time to slam now. We got a real jam going down. Welcome to the Space Jam. Get your chance, do your dance at the Space Jam. All right. Welcome to.
And we're back with this edition of RamCenter. I'm James Jackson, that's Spencer McKercher to my right. And boy, do we have a lot to catch you guys up on. We start with our men's basketball team, who have been nothing but short of impressive through the start of this season, currently sitting with a 17-4 record and the top spot of the PSAC East standings. Our men's team, who started this season winning 11 straight games before eventually falling to Shippensburg by 10 points on January 20th, is enjoying one of the best starts of the season in program history. It's been such a team effort through 21 games. However, senior Tyrell Long has really come to the forefront of the offensive end. He's averaging a team-high 19.3 points per game, and junior Matt Pennecal has been doing what he normally does, as controlling the pace of the game for the Golden Rams. And he's averaging a steady 11.6 points per game while registering 4 dimes at the same time. Actually flirted with a triple-double earlier this season. Other key contributors on this team are Jackson Highland, who serves as a great wing player and gives a lot of length to that small forward position, and also Frank Rokins, who leads the team in blocks and is second on the team in rebounds. In their last game, the men won a shootout against longtime rivals Kutztown Golden Bears, 108-99. It was takeover time for Tyrell Long as he snapped for a career-high 34 points in that win. He was one of 4 Rams in double figures, which isn't hard to believe considering the final score. Matt Pennecal ended the game with 17 points and a team-high 7 dimes in the game. This was the second straight game the Golden Rams eclipsed the 100-point mark and their highest scoring game since they put up 109 against Bowie State in the 2013-2014 season. For the next game, the men will travel to Mansfield on the 7th for a matchup against the Mountaineers. Tip-off is set for 7:30. So Spence, earlier in the season, we get out to this really hot start, right, and then we slip a little bit. Right. We let 3 games slide. That bounced us out of the top 25, but we currently sit 7th in the regional standings, still first in the PSAC East, still clinched the PSAC tournament berth. Where does the team go from here?
They're going to continue going forward. I mean, the big wins over Millersville, and again, like you said, it cuts down. There's a huge victories, especially coming after 3 straight losses. When a team suffers 3 straight losses, you know, people want to question their chemistry and if they're clicking. But I talked to Jackson actually after the game. He said, man, no, we're just clicking. We're clicking at the right time. Getting 3 straight big wins now going forward, I think it's going to be huge for the team going into the NCAA tournament.
And there's a difference between this team and Westchester's teams in past
years.
The past 2 years, they've actually been relying a lot on Matt Pennecal to be like the scorer of the offensive end, right? And in this role, in this team, he's much less of a scorer, much more of a facilitator, and it's allowing other people like Tyrell Long to shine. Frank Rokins gets involved on the offensive glass and then gets his rebounds and his points off of that. It's much more chemistry, as you were saying.
And it's crazy because we're getting used to Jackson being, you know, the role player coming off the bench, you know, every once in a while scoring maybe 8 to 9 points a game. But now, watching the games and being there, it's almost like, no, he's kind of the go-to guy. And it's great to see that a junior is getting in there and stepping up as the go-to guy.
Yeah, let's not fault the freshmen in these roles that they're playing, too. Great complementary players, a really balanced team. I'm really excited to see what Westchester does going forward.
Hopefully just keep it hot.
That's right, that's right.
But however, we're not going to sleep on that women's team. What started off as a lackluster season has quickly turned into a great run by our Lady Rams. The ladies had high expectations going into the season with a PSAC championship in their sights. However, a slow 4-4 start had the Lady Rams a little flustered. They've since turned around and are currently enjoying a 12-game winning streak. The win streak represents the longest stretch without a loss in program history. The Lady Rams have enjoyed a lot of offensive success during their win streak, averaging about 81 points per contest, which ranks #1 in the PSAC and 7th in the country. Leading the charge for the offense is senior guard Portia Speller, who is averaging 16.1 points per game and on 46% shooting. Bloomsburg transfer Mia Hopkins brought a spark of offense to this Westchester team, as she's contributed 15 points per game as well. Hopkins also leads the team in rebounds, blocks, and is 3rd on the team in steals. Just like the men, the women secured a win in their last game against rival Kutztown. However, their win was in much more dominant fashion than their counterparts. The Lady Rams upended the Golden Bears 93-69. That PSAC leading offense was on full display as the Lady Rams jumped out to a 14-point lead early and never looked back. Westchester shot an incredible 62% from the field in Saturday's win. And the scoring leaders, again, Portia Speller with 21 points, Camden Bonner on 19 of her own, and Mia Hopkins continued to patrol the paint as she had 15 points and 7 boards in the contest. Both the men and the women's basketball teams sit first in the PSAC East and have already clinched a spot in the PSAC tournament coming up in the next few weeks. Jay, it's great to see this team after a slow start. As we said, they were 2-4 at one point, then bounced back to get 4-4 right as we were getting ready to go home over winter break. But now just seeing this team develop when we were home and now the first few weeks at school, it's amazing to see, and it's awesome to see Portia bounce back.
Yeah, and the women were really looking for someone to step up on that offensive end, right? It was really never the defense that was the problem. Is we need to find somewhere and someone to gel on offense. And Portia kind of just stepped up, and she needed to, being a senior and one of the leaders of that team.
Absolutely.
But she stepped up seamlessly, and everything fell into place after that. But you really can't overlook the job that Mia Hopkins has done, the energies that she's brought, not only to scoring the basketball, but really being on the boards. You know, we lost Jenna Winnacombe at the end of last season to Kutztown, and that was a big void there. It's a lot of rebounding and a lot of defense that we thought wasn't going to come back. Right. And Mia Hopkins has brought that from Bloomsburg, and it's been awesome.
And we've lost just, the 4 and 5 guys, you know, and for our women's team. We lost a senior that graduated again, Jenna going to Kutztown. And for me to step in, just to do her job, do what she did at Bloom, but kind of excel here a little more at Westchester. It's great to see. And then we can't give fault to Camden Bonner.
Right.
She's having an amazing season. She's always been that go-to. And it's good to see that Portia's now bouncing back. But Camden's doing her thing. She's assisting the ball. She's doing what a point guard should do.
And that's great to see. And let's not forget, both the men's and the women's team started off their seasons at Widener. We thought that would hinder them a little bit.
Right.
Looks like they're coming right back in full swing, coming back to Hollinger.
And it's great to be back in Hollinger, man. Those few games at Widener, I don't think it helped them at all, but it's great to be back in Hollinger, back home.
Ram excellence either way.
Absolutely.
And now we kick it over to Tyler Jefferson, who's sitting by with one of the members of our award-winning swim team. Take it away, Ty.
Thank you, James and Spence. What's up, Rams? It's Tyler Jefferson here. Welcome back to another season of RamCenter. Today, I have with me Georgia Wright, a member of our women's swim team. How you feeling today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm feeling good. Feels great to be back in school. And it feels great because the Eagles won the Super Bowl, obviously. Eagles fan or no?
No, I don't really know much about football.
All right, that's better than saying you're a Patriots fan. So tell me and those watching some basic information about yourself, where you come from, what you're studying in school, and why you chose to come to Westchester.
I'm actually an international student.
That's our first one. Our first international student.
I'm from England. I came here on a swim scholarship, obviously. So this is what brought me to Westchester. Like, the coaches were great. There's such a team atmosphere. I loved it here. And I'm currently studying exercise science with a DEF minor.
That's awesome. That's a great introduction. Have you had any experience in the U.S. before coming to Westchester?
Just Disneyland.
Just Disneyland. I still have yet to experience that myself.
Oh, wow.
So you got that on me. What do you think the major differences between England and the United States?
Everything. Definitely the food portion sizes, they're so much bigger than here. Just the way that you guys do things in general, like the languages, like we speak the same language, but the words that you use are so different.
Right.
It was crazy. It took me a while to get used to it.
And how long have you been in Westchester?
About a year and a half now.
Oh, so you're still getting used to it.
Yeah.
That's great. Our first international student here with the interview. So how long have you been swimming at a competitive level?
Since I was 12, so quite a long time, but not really in
Not
that
really.
aspect. Yeah.
What made you want to do it? Was it a family thing or is it just interesting?
I just love to. I was a competitive person, and I love to swim, so I put the two together, and here I am.
There you are. Great, doing great. So you ladies have had a great regular season, overall record of 10-2. What were the keys to success for you ladies to obviously have a great season?
I think it was just hard work, a lot of sticking together as a team. It's been like a rough few months getting used to a new head coach with our old one retiring, and it was just like sticking together and just getting through all the tough times.
Is there really a difference between, like, I know it's a difference between having another coach. Does it feel different? Like, do you ladies have another style with a new coach?
Definitely. We're doing a lot of different things in the aspect that we're not used to, but they're definitely starting to pay off, and it's definitely starting to show as a team.
Y'all obviously had a great transition. Next time you ladies are in the pool will be PSAC championships towards the end of the month. I know you're happy about that.
Yeah.
What are the mindset going in, and how do you ladies plan to continue your success?
I think we're going in with the attitude that we've worked hard this season. We've definitely had a lot of hurdles, and we're just going to go in and do our best.
You ladies deserve it. So individually, you've been selected Swimmer of the Week, PSAC Swimmer of the Week for the 3rd straight week, 4th time overall for the season. What does it mean to be recognized for your hard work?
It means a lot. I think that it gives me a very big confidence boost.
Definitely.
And I think it's just a real honor to be in a different country and just being recognized for something that I love to do.
Yeah, I know everyone back home is proud of you. How do you feel about going into PSACs?
I loved it. It's my second PSACs, and last year it was kind of like, okay, like I've never been here, so like let's just get used to it. But now I'm like, all of a sudden the team just comes together, and it's like an atmosphere that I just can't describe. It's an amazing feeling.
You just can't put it into words. What would it mean to you to win a PSAC championship and be in another country? I know it makes it even better.
It means the world. I mean, the girls and the guys, they work so hard each and every day, and you can't say that many teams wake up at 6 a.m., 5 a.m. on a Saturday to jump into a freezing cold pool for fun.
Right.
So I think to win another PSAC and keep that streak alive is just, I can't describe it. It's just amazing.
I'm rooting for you. I know everyone else at Westchester is rooting for you. I want to thank you again for coming here, giving me a great interview. I wish you the best of luck in the future.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. That's it. That's all I have for you today, Rams. Tyler Jefferson here again, checking out. Over back to James and Spence in the studio.
Thank you, Ty, for a great interview. It's actually one of my favorite segments of the show. I love sitting down with athletes and getting to know them a little bit, outside of the pool, court, field, whatever.
I was just about to say, out of the pool.
Yeah, right. But our two basketball teams aren't the only ones enjoying some success during this winter season. Our gymnastics team has been doing flips around the competition, pun intended. They have won all but 2 matches this season, leaving them with a 7-2 record, 5-0 in their home gym. Several ladies have received recognition across the conference, as Lindsay Mathis, Emily Lockery, and Sarah Boyd have all received Coach's Choice Awards this season for their great individual performances in different meets. These are the only 3 weekly awards Westchester has earned this season. However, individual play has not been the main story for our ladies this season. Last outing may have been one of the worst for Westchester, though, as they placed 3rd in a quad meet, that's out of 4 teams, by the way, only being able to top Wisconsin Whitewater in the overall scoring. Lindsay Mathis had a career day on the vault with her best score yet of a 9.75. However, it was not enough to carry our gymnastics team this time. The ladies have no time to sulk as they get right back at it on Monday, the 5th, for their dual meet against Ursinus. We don't have much to talk about with gymnastics. I'm not going to sit here and act like me and you are experts in gymnastics, right? But what we can talk about is just more Ram excellence. And something that we know for a fact, we talked to this gymnastics team at the end of their season last year, is that they wanted to sustain the great season that they had, and it looks like they're doing that.
They're doing it. They're doing it well, and they're doing it against national teams. I mean, Wisconsin, Whitewater, they're going across country, you know, facing these teams that we normally don't see. It's not just PSAC meets every once in a while, you know. It's teams that are all across the country, and it's great to see that this Westchester Ram excellence is always there no matter what. And like you said, we did talk to the gymnastics teams right at the end of their season last year, and they did. They said they just want to continue just doing what they're doing. Maybe not as much as they wanted to this year, but they're still doing what they have to do.
And let's remember that for most every other sport, there's a Division I and a Division II and a Division III for gymnastics. That's not the case. When you go to a national tournament, it's everybody.
Exactly.
So you can be a small D3 school. If you're good enough, you're going to go up against the powerhouses of D1, and it's all a level playing field. So it's good to see Westchester can hold their own against anybody in the country.
That, and then just the weekly awards, you know, going individual awards just as well. And it's great to see that, you know, we're getting recognized for individual as well.
That's right. That's right. And now we go over to Bryce, who's standing by with our pro sports segment. Over to you, Bryce.
Thanks, guys. Welcome back, Westchester. I'm Bryce Livers, and this is your Pro Sports Update. In basketball, Joel Embiid was selected as a starter in his first NBA All-Star game. The 76ers sit at 500, breaking even with 25 wins and losses on the year. The Cleveland Cavaliers have hit a rough spot, leaving LeBron feeling like the team should be removed from all national televised games for the rest of the season. The speculations of where he will end up at the end of next season have already begun. In the MLB offseason, we have two big trades making headlines. Giancarlo Stanton will put on the pinstripes and dress with the New York Yankees next season. And franchise player Andrew McKercher will leave the Pirates and ship off to join the Giants franchise. In football, you could have guessed it. The Philadelphia Eagles landed back home on Monday with the Lombardi Trophy for the first time in the team's long franchise history. The Eagles topped the Patriots 41-33 to win Super Bowl 52. Nick Foles, the Philadelphia backup, gone starter quarterback, would be named MVP of the game. The Patriots would break records even while losing and becoming the first team to have the most yards gained and still lose the game in NFL history. That is regular and postseason included. The Eagles are now the third team to win the championship while being the underdog in every playoff game, and the first team to overcome that underdog status while being ranked number 1. You already know, a dog's gotta eat. Go Birds. I'm Bryce. That's all with Pro Sports.
Hey Westchester Rams, what a great way to start off this semester with the Philadelphia Eagles winning their first Super Bowl in franchise history. On this day in sports history, Sugar Ray Leonard, the 8-time champion in 5 different weight classes, won his first pro fight against Louis Vega in 1977. Now let's talk points. 38,000 of them to be exact. On this day in 1989, Captain Skyhook himself, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, became the first NBA player to reach that milestone. No player has yet to crack 37,000 points till this day. I'm Reggie Dudley on This Day in Sports. Now over to Tyler Jefferson for top plays.
Thanks, Reggie, for keeping us updated with history of sports. On this edition of Top Plays, to honor our Philadelphia Eagles, I bring you the top 5 plays of their postseason run. At number 5, Eagles Patrick Robinson picks off a Vikings pass for a touchdown as he ties the game up at 7. The defense was huge in this NFC Championship game as they only allowed 1 touchdown that came on the first drive of the game. At number 4, the Eagles defense steps up huge to stop the Atlanta Falcons from taking the lead with under a minute to go in the NFC Divisional Round game. Eagles Jalen Mills played great defense, being able to stop a pass intended for star receiver Julio Jones. At number 3, Eagles take their chances as they run a flea flicker, which led to a 41-yard touchdown pass from Nick Foles to Torrey Smith. This was one of many touchdowns the Eagles scored en route to a huge victory over the Minnesota Vikings as they would advance to the Super Bowl against the New England Patriots. At number 2, On a crucial third down in the third quarter of the Super Bowl, Nick Foles delivered a perfect touchdown pass to Corey Clement to extend their lead to 10 points. It was great ball placement by Foles and a terrific way to secure the ball and get his feet down by Clement. In our number one play from the Philadelphia Eagles postseason run, we have our offense executing a trick play to score on a 4th and goal. In the end, we had our quarterback, Nick Foles, receiving a pass from Trey Burton. It was a great call from the Eagles, overall a great game, as they would go on to win their first Super Bowl in franchise history. That wraps up this edition of Top Plays. Back to James and Spence in the studio.
And that was a great moment of top plays from Tyler, and a little bittersweet moment here as we have two non-Eagles fans sitting at the desk right now. But I think we got to give one of these. Yep, absolutely. Congratulations.
It's Philly, man.
It's Philly, so we can get behind that, and a great Super Bowl. I can definitely get behind that.
One of the best games I've ever seen. Not just Super Bowl, but one of the best football games. I need to rewatch it. I keep saying that all week. I was like, dude, I need to just rewatch what just happened.
Everything surrounding Carson Wentz going down, probably is the MVP favorite. If we're going to look at this objectively, probably the MVP favorite. He goes down. You have Nick Foles coming in, and there's a whole lot of questions, right? Is Nicky franchise ready? Nicky Six, St. Nick, whatever, all the nicknames that he's being given. And then he stepped up, he got it done.
Not only did he step up, he was MVP, man. And the fact that I couldn't wrap my head around that Nick Foles is a Super Bowl MVP now, and it's crazy to think that this man was thinking about quitting football almost a year ago. And it's amazing. And I'll tell you what, Westchester showed out.
Westchester did show out.
We were safe. We did it not quietly, but we did it quaintly, you should say. And it was good to see everyone stay safe and not get anyone arrested.
That's a good word. That's a good word. We'll see that. We'll say that.
Well, hey, that's all the time we have for this episode of RamCenter, the very first semester. We have a great semester lined up. Make sure you follow us on Twitter and Instagram at WCU RamCenter. Again, smack that like button on our Facebook page. As always, I'm Spencer McKercher.
And I'm James Jackson. Stay golden, Dub C. We'll see you again here next week.
Welcome to